We are now finally in those final hours of Decision 2024. We do have team coverage tonight on everything related to Election Day, which is now just hours away, if you can believe it. Our political specialist Fink has the very latest on early voting and when we could expect to see the first batch of results.
And then we have a look at the final campaign stretch for both former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris. But first, News 4 Tucson's Jafet Serrato is live downtown with what you need to know if you still have your mail-in ballot or if you're heading to the polls tomorrow. Jafet.
Sean and Monica, if you still have that mail-in ballot on that kitchen table, don't throw it away. Just drop it off at a voting center like the Tucson Convention Center here behind me. If you want to vote in person tomorrow, make sure to bring lots of patience and your ID. It was a busy Monday at the Pima County Recorder's Office on Tucson's south side. Many people trying to drop off their ballot before a busy Election Day Tuesday.
It's pretty straightforward.
This voter did not want to show his face on camera. He says he just came to drop off his ballot in person, something you can still do on Tuesday.
Less than a minute, I just showed up. They saw that I had a ballot to drop off, and they said go ahead and go right through the front, the double doors.
Well, I was coming here thinking I could vote, but the cutoff line was an hour ago at 5 o'clock, so I didn't get to vote yet.
If you find yourself in Thomas Loya's situation, don't worry, you can still vote in person Tuesday if you are registered. Just go to any verified voting center and just make sure to bring a valid ID like a driver's license or a state-issued ID card.
It's so important to be voting in this election.
If you haven't voted yet, get out and vote. Go early.
Both Democrats and Republicans sprinting to the finish line with last-minute campaigning.
We've been monitoring those who have not mailed in their ballots and yet received mail-in ballots, and we've been bugging them.
The enthusiasm around, around the election has really dramatically increased.
Pima County voting centers are open tomorrow from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Live downtown, Jafet Serrato, News 4 Tucson.
All right, Jafet, thank you. And of course, you can go to our website, KVOA.com/decision2024 for a list of polling locations and to track their wait times. Well, right now, election workers are prepping for a long day tomorrow, but lots of voters have already voted.
News 4 Tucson's political specialist Fink has more on what you can expect tomorrow night when the polls close at 7 p.m.
When the polls close tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, we'll all be wondering who won. Well, the full results, that's going to take days here in Arizona. That's just how the system works here in our battleground state. But we will have some early numbers. The early vote, much of it will be released tomorrow night in the 8 o'clock hour. And maybe we'll get some clues. Early voting in Arizona started October 9th, and for the last few weeks, millions of Arizonans have cast their ballots. According to the latest data from Uplift Campaigns, more than 2.3 million early ballots have been returned statewide. That includes more than 322,000 in Pima County, and the counting is also well underway.
We've been processing for weeks now, a couple of weeks now, and we still have a lot to go. If we had to do all of that on election day, it would take weeks probably for us to get finished on processing all of those ballots. So it helps tremendously.
1 hour after the polls close tomorrow night, we'll start seeing the first big batch of results from those early ballots.
A great majority of the ballots that have been turned in will be posted as results at 8 p.m. on election night. So that is very helpful as well.
But the counting statewide is expected to continue for days after election night, and it could take a while to get projections for the presidential and other close races.
Over 600,000 ballots will likely be dropped off and counted after the election. That's why it takes a while for our election results. The secret is that other states actually have longer processes, but we don't hear a lot about them because they're not generally competitive. Most of those states are either very red or very blue.
I'm Fink, News 4 Tucson.
And